fall of Babylon predicted. Come down, and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldean, American Caucasians, for you will no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones, and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man, I will not spare anyone. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called, the Queen of Kingdoms. I was angry with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into your hand, you showed them no mercy, upon the old, aged, have you very heavily laid your yoke. And thou said, I shall be a queen forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did you remember the eventual consequence of it. Therefore hear now this, you are given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children, but these two things shall come to you in a moment in one day, the loss of children, and widowhood, they shall come upon you in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For you have trusted in your wickedness, you have said, none sees me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and you have said in your heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon you, you will not know from whence it rise, and mischief shall fall upon you, you will not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon you suddenly, which you will not know. Stand now with your enchantments, and with the multitude of you sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, stand up, and save thee from these things that shall come upon you. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, there shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants, from thy youth, they shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm going to try this once more. This is Suleiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of 7 seals. I'm having some significant problem with my sound, and in this case, I know for sure it's done intentionally. So they don't want me to play this, and I got a message. Well, I'm not going to the details, but I'll say something. Well, I'll give you a little hint. I got a message saying there's a trouble with saving your document because there's things in it that we can't resolve. What does that mean? And all of a sudden, certain things in there couldn't make any sound. So I'll leave it there. So we'll see if you hear it or not. I'll talk about it in a minute. Because I want you to understand this, brothers and sisters.
He said, I just got this down from upstairs from the Secretary of Defense office today, and he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. I said, is it classified? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, don't show it to me. if you're Iranian, you probably believe that you were mostly already at war with the United States anyway, since we've asserted that their government needs regime change. So, and we've asked Congress to appropriate $75 million to do it, and we are supporting terrorist groups, apparently, who are infiltrating and blowing up things inside Iran. And if we're not doing it, let's put it this way, we're probably cognizant of it and encouraging it. So it's not surprising that we're moving to a point of confrontation crisis with Iran.
I'm going to guess that none of this surprises you, Professor Sachs.
You have a problem with YouTube, bro. It says it's buffering. So let me see something here. Okay, let's move on. Okay, in regards to their brothers and sisters, I'm just going to tie into something because I'm going to speak to in a few minutes. Now, I gave you the rationale behind what false Israel wants. Now, if you understand Angel Key, false Israel represents Satan. And says Satan is the God of this world. And so what it's telling you is that what's motivating what's going on is Satan's will. And most people acknowledge that now, that so-called false Israel, right, is control of American politics, right, which is true. And it's the driving force behind what's going on in the Western world, in fact, the whole world, except there's a counter force now, which will tell you the angel says, who make war with the beast, because it's a war on a mathematical level, right? On a mind level. Something else is here. And I don't think most of you can appreciate that, right? Because that's what war has to take place. I mean, the mind war is greater than the physical war, because the mind drives the body. So if you defeat someone mentally, you defeat them totally. If you defeat them physically and don't defeat them mentally, then they'll come back at you once they get their strength back. If you take their mind away, right, they won't come at you at all. They may actually help you. Like I said, Mark, the man was beating himself. That means he didn't have to do what Master had to do anymore. He just didn't watch him beat himself. I think it was only a minute. And people understanding that, because he did it, and they was on board, and they understood what's going on here, what's at stake. They have a whole different attitude. They have a whole different attitude, because there's no warriors out there. Only warrior. That's why I said, who can make war with the beast? Only one's the warrior is Suleiman. That's the only warrior he's warring with by himself with the angel. It's a mind against mind. Elijah Muhammad was here, and he had the mind Master Muhammad gave him, right? He fought with that, but they eventually took him out. He had to be taken out. That means they took him out because Master Muhammad had to pull him out, because they was planning on getting rid of him. But Suleiman is here by himself. He's making war by himself. It's on a mental level. You have a frequency out there, and that frequency is fine until another frequency, right, comes in, and that disturbs the frequency that's out there. All of a sudden, like somebody's singing, and you listen, then somebody else starts singing another song, then it all gets confusing. Hey man, would you be quiet? I'm trying to listen to this. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't listen to both at the same time. So as long as the other one keeps singing, it's going to confuse the other one. I'm just saying it gets the frequency and the wavelengths get stronger and stronger and stronger. After a while, it mutes the other one. See? So it doesn't matter. It gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Because you see the world right now, what wavelength is operating on? It's confusing on the west side. They're confused. Everybody said, why are they doing this stuff? It's confusing. I mean, they said they're going into disaster and everything. And the world is changing to the form that Suleiman's been giving it for over 30 some years. I mean, if you understand anything, you have to bear witness to that. Because if you've been around 2 or 3 or 4 years and you see what he's been saying and the way the world was 3 or 4 years ago, you see the world is every day getting closer, taking shape, form, the way he's talking about, not the way he's talking about. The way he's talking about. And right now, we're at the point where everything that he says is right there at the threshold. Everything. Born in the Middle East, they told you was coming. Told you who the player was. American Britain, Gog and Magog, and Antichrist. Against the Shia, that's who stand up, because Sunni's not standing up. They say, oh, Syria are Shia. There's Alawite Shia. They're Shia. At least Assad was. Most of the countries are Sunni, I understand. Same thing happened in Iraq. The majority of the people in Iraq are Sunni. But the Shia was running it. Saddam Hussein was Shia. No, backwards. The majority was Shia and the Sunnis were running it. That's what it was. The majority was Shia and Sunni was running it. Right? But they're Arabs. They're Arabs. The same thing in Iraq. It's Syria. They're Arabs. Right? But the Alawites are Shia. But the majority of the people there are Sunni. But they're all Arabs. It's Arab land. You understand? You see? So, you see these things coming into focus. And then I told you, I said, the fifth, I break the seals, and I said the fifth seal, it couldn't take place until they take down Syria. Syria's just taken down. No, they keep saying, nobody saw that coming, but I told you about this years ago. And those have been around, no, it's a fact. There was no like, watch the weather type of thing. It says, I said there would be a silence. And that silence because they'd be taking down Syria. And once that was done, then Master Farmer was going to make his move. So all these things, and so that's the world I've been talking about, and that's the world is in focus right now. And right now we're right at the threshold. And that's what I'm going to talk about, brothers and sisters. But see here, now he said, remember, in that fire I was saying, oh, God told him about this. God ain't told him a goddamn thing. God told him about, no, God didn't tell anything. See, you see where he got from Wesley in general. See? And they said they're going to do this. That's done. And so this week, that's done. That's virtually done. Lebanon's okay. That's done. Virtually. And whoever did now, tear each other apart. And they said the final move would be Iran. Final move would be Iran. All this to focusing on Iran. You see? And where the focus now? Iran. See? And he said that was their plan. Now I'm not going on the detail to explain why folks Israel wants this. Because they want to take over the whole Middle East. And they know they got a time frame because they have to do it before the devils take us out. Because the only reason they're there, the devil's with them. The reason why the Christians are with them, because they was at each other's throat for thousands of years, is because of the common denominator, us. Because the reason they stopped killing them and stopped fighting with each other is because of us. Because Elijah Muhammad revealed we truth Abraham was the base of their lie, and we are the whole reality, the whole mindset comes apart. The whole mindset comes apart. And mind is all about the mind, brothers and sisters. The mind is what produced this. Not prayer rugs, not scratching your ass, Now going to the gym is mind that produced this reality that they have. Mind. So then, that's their target now, right? They didn't mention Saudi Arabia because they can't mention that one because they mentioned this one at first, then they probably wouldn't be able to get these because they would have been defense of this. But that's what Mecca is, and every Muslim in the world is going to defend Mecca no matter what. See, that's why they wanted Ben Saud. Obama been. Oh boy, I get I do need some sleep. Right, Obama. Well, I can't get his name, bro. So, anyway, that's what they went after him, right? Bin Laden, wow, Bin Laden, because he was telling his family's from there, sorry, and he was telling them they don't need America, but they had brought Americans in to defend it. He said, no, they really gonna get you. Right? So he says, get them out of there, and we'll defend you. And so they all turned against him because that's why America went after him, because he was trying to alert Saudi Arabia to what was going on. That they're going, once they take these out, they're going to take you. But they got to take these out first. Then you won't have nobody to protect you. You see? So they want Osama bin Laden was his name. So he got that was the story behind that. Right? There's a lot more to it. But that's where they are right now. So, and we're going to talk about that more in a minute. This is the last one. Okay, and see here. This is the promised land. Look it up. It tells you exactly. It says all from here, from now, from river, from over here, from this side to this side. That's Arabia, not Palestine. See? So if they're going to be true to Abraham, that means they have to get to the area. And that's what they're trying to get. Not only because the secure, certified the fact they're true to Abraham, but also because that is the source of that what fuels this reality. See? False Israel is ideologically foundation of this reality. Let's get it straight. False Israel is ideological foundation of this reality. But the physical, the fuel is from here. So it's all on here. See? In other words, they false Israel. That means we couldn't be. And so, and then Christian, they're the spiritual Abraham. See? And we Ham. You ever said why they call Abram in doing the covenant part? Every place called Abraham. The Ham part is missing because that's when he'd be separated from us. We'll be called Ham. I'll move on, brothers and sisters. There's all these little hints, right? So that's there. So they have to take that. And the thing is, America has to support them because the claim is those who bless us will be blessed. Those cursed, so they have to go all in and bless them. And false is using it as leverage to get them to take this, because once they take this, they have the Christian on their knees. Then the war resume, but they can't do this until they can't. They have to do this before they take us out, because then the only reason they have attack forces because they need them on the ideological side, right? To kill our claim that we choose Abraham, because that would turn everything upside down. That would destroy this whole reality. That, and if the fuse comes, that would destroy it on the physical level, on the mental level, on the mind level. They need false Israel there. You understand? You got these two levels. You got other levels too, but you got those two main levels, and both of them centered in that area. So false Israel knows that if they turn back on them, they can't turn them long as they need them to maintain is logical. I mean, the ideological cornerstone foundation of this thing. You understand? They're the cornerstone. Because saying they're true Abraham. So that means the sealed Bible is valid. Because whole reality is based on the sealed Bible. I keep telling you, that's the mind of this world. That's the mind of the last 5 years. The sealed Bible. That's the mind of the last 5 years. If you didn't go accept the mind like the Hindus and the Buddha, then you was conquered. You was under control. That mind ruled. What mind ruled the last 5 years? The sealed Bible. I don't know if I get that to you close well enough. The Quran rules for 1,000 years, but it hasn't had any power in the last 500 years. We're going to talk about that in a minute, because the sealed Bible has ruled the last 500 years. Right? Now the angels coming in, but the sealed Bible. So therefore it is, and what's the cornerstone of the sealed Bible? False Israel being the seed of Abraham, and we being Ham. Those two central figures there. You see. And so that's what was fueling it? Oil from the Middle East, primarily. Those two things. See? And both of those really concern us because that's our land, right? And that's our identity. They got both. And Jews want both. They want our land and they want identity to lock it in. They got our identity, and they want our land too, to lock it in. So they're willing to pop seed Abraham. But they need to do that before. See, those want to take us out, so we'll be a problem. Right? Because it's about mind again. What you feed the mind. We're going to talk about that in a minute. That's what's going on here. So if they go, the only reason why the Christians supporting them, who they hate, because we exist and they got to have them say they're the reality to keep that mindset going, because otherwise, if we just choose Abraham, the sealed Bible is dead. It's dead. That mindset is going, and that's the mindset, the foundation is reality, if you can understand that. Okay. So they're in a rush to do this because right now they're presently working to destroy you. They're almost ready to do it. And one way to do it is biological. That was that COVID thing. I was part of it. I'm not going into any more details about that. I can't go into all of them because there's so much I can talk for hours. But they're getting ready to spring it on you. They backfired on COVID. Now I explain why. But once they get rid of you, they're going to turn on false Israel. False Israel knows that. But false Israel has that land there. They have them by the, you know what, because all the West society needs that to fuel this reality. You understand? So that's why they got to get it. So when they take us out, they can't take them out because now they're nuclear power. Plus they control the source of this reality. Right? So when the minds come crashing down because they found out truth to Abraham, right? Then the war against them goes in full force. When they found they're not true to Abraham, and they're the reason why they're being cursed now because they was blessing the wrong people, they're gonna come at them with full force. They know that. That's why they have to be prepared for it. That's why it's in a rush to take care of all this. Remember, they are Satan, right? So not like they are. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's do this first. It says God will reveal their nakedness, pull their skirt up over, because that's what's happening right now. Because see, Americans will run around holy, pure, right? But now they've been exposed that all that's lies. The whole world is seeing it. Because that's where consequence works. You know, you look at consequence like it's some person, but no, we're the personification of consequence. But we are just people. But you gotta understand what just is. Just is that That's another story altogether, brother and sister. It depends on the justice in the winter is not the same justice in the summer. Right? Anyway, things. So the point is that before we destroy something or punish something, we make reveal, right? But that's where consequences work. When you get to the real 5 points, it shows the reason why that consequence, right? It's like the clouds come before the storm. So what's about to happen to America and false Israel, right now, they're exposed for who they really are. So the consequence comes, I say, man, why did it happen to them? No, because everybody can say, yeah, they deserve it. Because it says, what they've done should be done to them. Whatever you've done should be done to you. But what happens is, what they've done has to be exposed. What done has to be exposed. Once exposed, then retaliation comes. So you're doing something, you're doing evil stuff, right? You're doing it in the background. Like I said, what you do in darkness is going to be shot on the roofs. Because when you're hiding it, right? But, no, okay? And when you hide it, it means that you're damming up the consequence. See? You have to take energy to do that too, but you damn the consequence. See? But then after a while, you can't. The dam is your consequence. These become so great. Your dam that you dam with is not strong enough to hold it back anymore. It starts cracking. You start seeing it's cracking. It starts seeing you. You understand what I'm saying? See, and see, you the ones causes it crack. So then when it breaks, I say, oh, well, okay, I understand that. Maybe you understand, maybe you don't. But everybody's looking at what America's doing. They're showing, look what false Israel showed America, exposing America to be, because that's how America started. Look what they did, genocide, murder, rape, oppression. So, and false Israel doing it, it's just a summary of what America's all about, for the whole world to see. You understand? Okay. There's more about it. I got so much, but I can't come. I was going to spend a little more time, but I had a couple hours just dealing with these technical differences. Okay. Now, remember, they need to take this. They need to take all this. But the only thing holding back now is Iran. Iran's not Arabs. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But see, if you have a literal mind, remember, literal and spatial, analytical and spatial. You see things from an analytical point of view. So if you say, okay, these people, man, look, they can't take anything, man. They're lazy. They can't maintain civilization, all that kind of stuff, right? So they say, well, based on that, you understand that on an ethical point, God's at these people. Because look at them. They don't have no energy. I'm giving you the short version. So you say, God's angry at those people. Well, that's what it says here. Remember, he said, God said, I was angry with my people. See, because remember, sealed Bible is from an analytical point of view. It's for the analytical mind. Because you start thinking analytically when you're in the sealed Bible, because they're an analytical type of thing your people. So from that point of view, God's angry. But from a spatial point of view, that's energy deprivation. Because you're going to do things you're not going to do. Like I said, if it's famine, you can go out and steal and rob, but you're not a thief and a robber. But you got to do things to survive. So analytical point, he's a thief and a robber. But spatial point, he's trying to take care of his children. It's like, you see a prostitute out there. I saw some thing all day. A woman says, oh, yeah, I'm a prostitute, yeah. But I have no other way to take care of my children. I got 3 children at home. I got to feed them. Well, is she a prostitute? Or is she trying to take care of her children? Or she's out just having a party and they just do me. You see what I'm saying? It's where you look at analytical or spatial. And they have you look at things analytically. Like you look at me analytically. I'll look at him. See? Look how he walks. You look at Farrakhan from an analytical point of view. Even though he's a devil, his father's a devil, but you're not looking from an analytical point of view. Because the sealed Bible is from an analytical point of view, because it was the mind of Adam. He was analytical, so he gave him a book that was analytical that he could understand. But the universe is not analytical. It's spatial. So the angel comes in with the spatial, and spatial is more powerful than analytical. Because spatial is by definition, like, take up space. Analytical is like a straight line. It doesn't take up any space. It's just a straight line. But we're going to still move on, bro. So I got a lot I want to say about that, but I'm just some points here, because I'm going to get to the main things here, and it's getting late. And I wanted to do this about 3 hours. I wanted to start about 3 hours ago. I read a test version on YouTube, but God was going to just do it. Because it stopped this buffering and everything. I was just going to just do it, record it, and then upload it live. But the sound quality was too good, so I said that's not going to work either. Trying to figure a way to get around some of this technical stuff. So God's not angry with us. We're not sinful. But from an analytical point of view, that's where we look at it, because hey, we're desperate. We're doing desperate things. Look at the Holocaust. Energy deprivation. We're going to take care of our women, right? We're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to provide for our children. We have energy to do it. But that wasn't us. That was the situation we had. It was a lack of energy deprivation. But from a spiritual point of view, that means we're the best people because we suffered the most. But from an analytical point of view, look, they ain't no good, man. God hates them. God curse them. God hates them, I curse them. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you have to get that upload. That's why you got to activate the angel mind. See clearly, because all of you right now think analytically. You don't have an angel mind. The book scripture tells us that. Right? Now, let me do a little something else here before I go there. I've been on this mission for over 50 years. First when I started looking for Elijah, I was just past 10, 20. Just out of the teenage years. I've been totally committed. Over 50 years. I'll be 76 next month. Totally committed. I gave everything. I walked away from the military, put myself at risk. Because I went all in. I didn't anything distract me. Well, I did the last few years. I let people distract me, but anything distract me. But I was letting them distract me because I thought maybe there might be a benefit to this message. But anything distract me. And I caught a lot of, I had bad marriage and everything because of that. But I'm not crying about it, but I didn't expect this to happen like this. I was just trying to do the right thing. Right? I didn't know what the right thing was. Right? So I looked around because I didn't know no parents, anything, right? And my father was going when I was 14. He was converting, but I didn't know he was converting. Right? And then he passed away about a year later. I found out after I got in, and mom told me, hey, he was going, and things would change, but I didn't know. But at 14, he was gone. Right? My mother was gone when I was 9. And so I had nobody. Right? My family didn't give a damn about me and my little sister. Right? So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to what I'm going to do. I don't know anything about this world. Right? My father died when I was in 8th grade, getting ready to go to high school. I didn't know what I'm going to do. Had no idea. Had nobody to guide me. My so-called family, my mother's people, right? They didn't give a damn about me. Mom, she took us in because she was getting that money from the state. And she never got us anything. She'd buy us anything. She'd do anything. She didn't care. My sister got pregnant or whatever. She didn't care. We just had a place to stay. We went and did like we wanted to do. No guidance, anything. Right? And I was getting in trouble and all this kind of stuff. And I eventually said, man, I got to do something. So I jumped into the army. As soon as I got 17, I got the hell out of there. I knew it. Right? And I didn't know any better. If I knew like I knew now, I didn't know anywhere in the army. But it was an experience. I was trying to figure out what I need to do. My mother was she was hardcore. I mean, she's a hardcore Baptist. My father, he wasn't Indian. Like I said, he was converting just before he passed. But between time she died, and she was in her early 20s when she died. Because I was like, she was a teenager when I was born. Right? And she died of cancer in her early 20s. Maybe late 20s. He was in her 20s, I know that. And my father, he was 40 years old when he died, so he was a young man too. 5-year difference, so I'm trying to figure out. Right? And so I didn't never believe in that stuff my mother was doing because I was thought I was sensible all the time because I was asking many questions. Right? I didn't know anything my father was doing. I know he took me to temple one time. I didn't have no idea about it. I think about 11, 12 years old at the time I think he took me. And that's the only time he took me. I went there. I remember the brother saying, the War of Armageddon would take place in the 1970s. We lived a block away from the temple, actually. A block away, literally a block away. I had no idea what that was. I thought it was a church or something. The bottom line is that I go in there, and so then I looked at the Bible and I said, let me find something here. Then I threw that away. I said, man, I'm not going to, I just made a decision. I'm not going to do anything, believe anything unless I can prove it. If I can't prove it, I'm throwing it away. And I threw the Bible away. That's the first thing I got rid of. And I went on that quest, long story. Bottom line is I came back to the Bible. I said, let me look at it again. And if I'm going in, but I can prove, I'm going to go with it, right? And so I said, I'm going to do some of these things they're talking about. I eat pork and stuff. I'm starting to find some of that stuff. I stopped eating pork and that kind of stuff, right? It's a long story. But the bottom line is I've been with it. And then I gradually, I started seeing things. And then eventually, it led me to Elijah. I said, hey, so Elijah, I'm going to look for him. So the bottom I'm telling you about the Bible is that the reason how will I be staying with this book, because that was my only guidance. I said to him, met Elijah for all these years. Because I kept finding out that things in it I was learning was actually happening. I could prove them. I could see them. So I learned about more history. Understand? So and it got more. And then when I got to 1990, when I built the seals, then that was a revelation. See? So I'm sticking with. So it's getting, and right now, it's like everything that it said is right in place, right before our eyes. Yeah, but it's a time of intense darkness. And that's one of the visions I had. So I hated all those visions. I didn't like them. That one was so intense darkness. Like it was so dark, I just gave up. It just little edge, that's where we're at right now. Because you're looking at this right now, and I'm going to go in just a few minutes. The reason I'm saying this for a reason, because you look at it right now, and I've been talking about this for 30-some years, and some people around a couple of years know I've been talking about this, and we're right now. Yeah. We see all the things I've been talking in place, but we sure we got a deadline, pretty much a tomorrow. You see, and you say, but it says this thing will happen like suddenly. You say, but it looks like, everything's for me, everything's in place. Everything's in place for that to happen. Everything. See it going down. The war in the Middle East. It's some more things I'm going to tell you about in a minute. Right? What's happening over there? We get about to start in Europe. America's in trouble over here. And everything. And then someone she's talking about, right, the angel and everything. But then it says, get down to the point where you get down, it says, get down to where you only got one day left before They said, that's all that's going to happen in one day. It would take a lot of faith for that. But like I said, everything is in place. But is it going to boil? Now, I know it's got to boil. But see, it has to not just boil, it has to boil exactly on time. And that's the problem. Because if this does not happen exactly on time, like it says, the angel collapses, and we're going to total darkness. Because the angels are only light for this. The Quran's not light, because as soon as I had no idea what's going on, they never saw any of this. And we entered into the Quran, you didn't see any of this. The sealed Bible didn't see any of this either. The preachers, I'm going to talk about them in a minute, they ain't see any of this. Nobody said any of this. But anybody paying attention to me, I've been talking about this. Like I told Farrakhan, he said, no, Armageddon, that ain't it. I said, it's going to be one in the Middle East. That was a couple of years ago. I said, that's going to be a spark. That time I said, oh, there's pieces say that. I said, no. So everything I say has been happening exactly right and on time. JCPOA, they're not going back to that. Everything I say is exactly on time. And now right here. And then, boom, Syria goes out. I said, that had to be what happened before, just before the war. And just go without anybody respecting that. I said, that's what happened. And that wasn't watch the weather either. I said, Syria, I took the fifth seal. I said, the fifth seal has to explain it. The fifth seal has to be a silence. Like the presentations talk about the silence, there'll be a sound. And then, bam, suddenly. And this tells me right down to, and when you think about it, if say you started about a year ago, you say, oh man, Syria's got to go out. And Syria goes dense. Boom, the war breaks out overnight. If you talk about this, it's going to be very close. Then it's talking about the time frame. This will be happening between beginning October to December, and that's the same time frame. Everything I said exactly, but then right there, so that's the point. And so you have to ask yourself, well, this is probably the most powerful, critical presentation I've ever given, because everything's got to change in like 24 hours. I went for over 30-some years. I went for this time for 30-some years. I ain't going to say waiting, anticipating, I guess is better. Right? Because, I didn't think it was going to be 30-some years when 1990. I had no idea it was going to be that long. It took me a while to start catching up on that one. Right? See? Because if the angel is wrong about that, that means we're going to that means we can't depend on the rest of it. We're going to total triple darkness, and you don't want to go into triple darkness in unprecedented times. Because we are lost if that happens like that. You see what's at stake here, brothers and sisters? Because no one out there have any idea what to do, and even all these clowns and those with the Fire Wallace and Moorish Americans and Farrakhan and all them, and so-called Son of Man out there and Bin Laden, Bin X, all that kind of stuff. They didn't see anything coming. Plus, on top of that, they may talk about the time unprecedented trouble, but they have no idea to tell you what to do during it. If it's unprecedented trouble, that means, first of all, they don't know what it's going to be like, so they can't even prepare you for it. Like, oh man, a calamity is coming, but you don't know what it is. So you won't build, it's going to be a flood, but you need to know it's a flood to build an ark. So even if they still can't tell you how you going to get through it. For example, put some food away. Oh, here you are. You in your little place out of suburbs place. You got plenty of food. How long you think you're going to last? How long you think you're going to last at the Farrakhan? If Lot was around, I told you that, you would know you last, because he would have all community, have everybody into his complexes, so they had defense. But you out there by yourself, you got plenty of food. Yeah, or you saying it for your neighbors. That's what because you're gonna be part of it. You're gonna be the entree. See, you understand? You're paying attention to this. We need a bright light. It says it's gonna be a bright light, and the angel, 100% correct. If things happen exactly like it says, it has to, That's going to be an extremely bright light in a second. Because it says, people say they see the light, so a great light. And the only light there is an angel. Because without that light, we're in total triple darkness. And here we are. Angel fails, and here we are. And all this other stuff is happening because you see, unless the world just changes and everything just settles down, everybody gets quiet, and the water cools down and stop boiling and get cool, and now you can drink it. Instead, so we've been told darkness. We'll be here in America. They're coming at us. I mean, how do we get home? How do we eat? There's no food and everything. Because we don't know. The engine's not there. Is that farmer there? Is he really there? I mean, we be cannibals too. If we survive, right? I mean, how do we get the hell out of here? We burn up. How do we get home? You see what I'm saying? It's total triple dark. That's why this book has to be exactly right on time. So far, it has been. Because I haven't been surprised with any stuff. Maybe you've been. Anybody that's not is surprised with all the stuff if they're paying attention to anything that's going on. But that's why that's what's at stake here, brothers and sisters. That's what's at stake here. But you may not realize it. The book is, and even say the book is right and I got it wrong. Same difference. Same difference. That's why I tell people, you can't go out and say anything. Because that's what's at stake here. Because that's the only light that's here. And if that light goes out, it's over. That's the only light going to get you to a total triple darkness. And then you've been in a fog. If your lights ain't bright, you can't see a damn thing. So you're just saying, oh, the covenant is between Australia and something. You can't say stuff like that. You have to say, this light has to be totally bright and sharp, clear. That's why I can't let anybody speak to it anymore, because I say they can't get it right. They won't say it right and say anything. Because that's what's at stake here, brothers and sisters. That's what's at stake here. And so the next 24 hours is going to tell everything. See? Because 2 weeks ago when I was telling Aiden, Mom, the time frame and everything else. See? Somebody told me, well, why did you mention Syria? I said, damn, I got to mention every damn thing. I already told you Syria had to happen. So you should have figured out what else. I said, okay. Time, yeah, okay. Syria's got to be next. And Syria came up. See? And that's one of the reasons why I don't even want any helpers, because what happens is, if you take and you got helpers that's not helpers, you depend. It's like in the military. You got soldiers. He said, okay, the story about Prophet Muhammad, he got wounded, severely wounded, because he told somebody, I want you to guard this valley or something. And you stay there, don't you move. And they saw an opportunity and they ran. When they did, the enemy came through it, and Prophet Muhammad got wounded. That's where I understand the story. Because that person is staying, because you depend upon them. So that's why I don't depend on anybody. Because that way I say everything right. Because if I depend on another person, say, well, you just say, I don't be blaming people. I need to speak up. It's a lot for me to carry. I got to carry all this. I got to remember all this stuff. I mean, I go back and look at some of my whole presidents. Damn, I said that. Because I said so much over 30 years, I can't remember 90% of it. But I still got to remember it. And so I'm doing graphics and things. I keep to say, okay, so this A, B, C, D, E. See? Oh, you said A, B, C, D, E yesterday, but today you said you said A, B, C, D yesterday, but today you said A, D. Well, yeah, but I did say B, C. Okay, whatever. But that's what at stake, brothers and sisters. What's going to happen in the next few days, because we know right now, we see what's happening right now. It says the king of the south is pushing. That's what's right there. You got Netanyahu's in Syria. Syria fell. And they called it isolating Iran. And that's what it said. That land's the last one they get. And that's what's moving on right now. They're giddy about it. But Iran knows they're coming after them. So we're not coming. We know that it's getting ready to be. Boom. They're going to conflict. They're going to clash. Okay? And we know Iran is not stupid. They can sit around like Saddam Hussein anyway. They just do it. Anyway, that's what's supposed to happen. That's Andrew has to be. It can't be. It has to be on time. So we're going to talk about that 3 minutes ago since I've talked about it a lot already. So, a couple of things here. Oh, the preachers. Somebody told me I need to elaborate that. You know, I talk about an hour and a half, maybe a day, plus all the time preparing. You know, it takes hours to prepare this stuff. And then check it. And then get through the technical stuff. And you know, and remember, I still study. I still got studying. There's still much. As long as you're alive, you'll be studying if you got a brain. Okay? What I want to talk about was information. Let's talk about it from this perspective. I told you it's an information war, mind war. Your mind needs information. Your brain needs information, and your mind presents it to it. Whatever mind you got, the mind filters out. In other words, present the brain reality. This is, and the brain calculates that, the information it gets. So the mind is your software, right? And that's the information you get, like that scripture information that you feed to the brain. The brain is, it feeds off information. Like your lungs need oxygen, need light. The brain needs information, and the mind's what gets it to it. See? So you see these preachers out here, especially these big mega. They're agents of the government. Because you got all this propaganda out there, you got the media, oh yeah, they're the agents. But the point is that the most important, remember, if the reality is based on the sealed Bible, that's what a war is. And that's the information go. So that's where you need your warriors at. Your warriors have to be controlling information. Keep telling us information war. And what's the most valuable, powerful information on the planet right now, especially in the Westworld, is religion. Because I told you, reality is based on religion, the sealed Bible. And no matter what reality we go in, it's going to be based on scripture. That's where you get a scripture for over 24,000 years. So a new reality we can go into is going to be based on the Injil. You understand that? That's why they call what? Suleiman and the high priest. Because they be controlling information. They call them priests. I put this together for you. So they control information and they get information you need, right? For that reality. They guide you to that reality. They take the scripture and she'll teach you, guide you to that reality so you'll be successful in it. That's what these preachers do. Because if you do what these preachers say, right, then you'll be successful in this reality. The preacher was teaching. They gave them the mindset. Oh, you can beat them up because they servants. They're God case to make black, whatever. And so the mega, false Israel. They're all promoting false Israel. Or promoting all of that. They're agents. They're there, right, to do that. To feed your mind, to feed your brain, right? To give you the mind, to feed your brain the information you need to be successful in this reality. That's how it's successful. Ripping us off, beating us, how they got? Abusing us, taking advantage of us, ripping us off. But that was the winner reality. Now I got a new reality coming in. And then we got new justice. Because justice is based on the balance doing that reality. And we're going to have a leverage. That's why the justice do them double, because that wouldn't be just if you say, in this reality, doing them as they've done to you. I mean, double, that wouldn't be justice. And doing them double, as that wouldn't be just in this reality, but it'd be double just in this reality. Because you have a leverage change. But it's just like I said, you get any of this, it's a whole different mindset. But see, you lock in this mindset, this reality. But if you lock in this reality, then what's the point of, how can you, just because you believe in Jesus, right? Now all of a sudden, you get wealth beyond recognition for eternity? What's the justice in that? And a person that didn't, they get hell for eternity? It doesn't make any sense. Because justice, the justice based on the leverage, the fulcrum, as the universe expands and contracts. So during the Holocaust, that was justice. See, they're not being punished because of serving them. They're punished because they went beyond that with the persecution and affliction. So we do them as they did to us. Twice. Because now we have leverage. We have the energy, we have leverage. Okay? But you don't understand these things because you got a literal mind, analytical mind. That's the mind that gave you that sealed Bible. You understand? So the preachers, all of them, they're CIA, FBI, Homeland, whatever, they're agents. They work for the government. And they're there, right, to reinforce that mindset, that sealed Bible mindset. That's what I offer all of them. Even those scriptures, basically reading the scriptures, that's all wrong. They all man, false Israel, and all this and everything else, and they backing them, and they're all in, we got to bless them and everything else. And those niggas, we got to, they ain't no good, got to curse them, and, they whatever. Because they're not just somebody's, you got some guy who was, I'm going to be a preacher star. Yeah, they got a little storefront somewhere, but these mega ones, they government agents. Just like Farrakhan's a government agent. All you got to do is read what the FBI said they wanted. He gave me up. I mean, that's not complicated. Every point they gave, no call devils no more. Stop this nationalism thing. In other words, we were a separate nation. Stop this talking about going home, leaving them. All that stuff they said, he gave every bit of it to them. Because he's a government agent. He's after works of Satan. That's what it said. The son of perdition will be after works of Satan because he is a Satan. Hope you understand that, brothers and sisters. I got a lot more to say, but I got to cut this short, brothers and sisters. Oh, wow. Ooh. I wasn't expecting to be so last. I said, this made my last presentation. Oh. That's their goal. That's their goal. Put that mark. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Take over the whole Middle East. And Iran's the only thing holding them back right now. That's their goal. And you understand it. They got a time frame. They got a window of opportunity. They got to do it before they take us out. And now they tell you, why do you think they put their biological labs in Africa now? I mean, come on. Who are they going to experiment on? The day of the Lord has arrived. We're here, brothers and sisters. The future has arrived. It's here. The day of the Lord has arrived. It's here. Now, no future no more. I'm telling you what's happening right now. Tense darkness. I just mentioned that. That's the danger. That's what I saw in my vision. They go tense darkness. That's where we are right now. Because the angel, the angel, I understand the universe from a mathematical point of view. I understand in general. I don't know, but I understand the particulars. Is there because he ain't angel for that. I understand energy deprivation, all those different things, right? But we can tell time frames and specifics. And I can't. I don't have a math for that. The angel is for that. to who everybody is, exactly what time frame, what happened, 76 years, all that kind of stuff. I can't do that. The angel, like, it tells you those things. So if the angel fails, the quality we need, remember, there's quality that we need, and I don't have it. I don't have the quantity. I understand the quantity. I understand the quality. You get that from Scripture. The quality you get from Scripture. Okay. And the signs. The main sign, the only sign we're giving is the sign of Jonah, because that's the sign that there's structure. We come together. They have to attack us. Because all it's about, I keep telling you, all it's about us. Because we are the personification of the true consequence. And they have to face consequence. It says there's no fear of consequence before their eyes because they're analytical. Because they don't fear, you don't fear gravity, that means they still won't grab your ass. You see? So right now, they're watching. And they're gonna take all those, they're gonna take all the Arabs out. See, that's the point, that's what we're saying. You know, in Sudan, it's the Arabs there. They're in Algeria, they're in Africa. You see? So they're going to take all the Arabs out. But they want to take us out too, so they can't say that. That's part of the plan, take the Arabs out and take us out too. And Esau, Levites, Afro-Levite, on board with it. Shows you scripture. I'm going to play it again. It proves it. Signs everywhere. Like you see right now, all the things I'm talking about is right in place right now. Thursday now. It's Thursday. And it's Thursday. It's on Thursday. And see here. See what it says down the bottom down there? I showed this scripture before. Somebody said, hey man, well, you didn't really talk about what I showed it anyway. Whatever. See what it says? It says right there. Come on, how long it would take, right? This is also the part where it says 1,209 days or whatever. It's a couple verses down. I think I'll show it in a minute. It said, also scattering power of holy people. If you understand, Israel keep holy people the Arabs. And their power has been broken. When Syria went out, that's almost it. Iranians and Turks are not Arabs. Almost all the Arab nations are on their knees right now. All of them, he said, Iraq, Syria, right? Palestinians, Jordan, all of them. And I said, they mentioned House of Saul, but they had to get them last. You understand? It says that would have to happen, and that's what just happened. See? It's also, it says, I heard that man clothed in linen, which was ordered. This is Daniel. When the river, waters of the rivers, which when he held up his, right? And we know the waters of the rivers, Daniel Key said, I told you, Daniel is a extension of Daniel. Because we know where the waters in the river is, right? Okay. His right hand and his left hand unto heaven, swear him who lives forever and ever, to be time here, and when shall be accomplished. He was asked, when were these things in? Accomplished scattering of the power of holy people, all these things. See, remember, they had the empire for 1,000 years. For the last 1,000 years, the sealed Bible has been breaking them down. See, the Arabs had for 1,000 years, that was locked out in the pit. That's chapter 20. But they come out 500 years. And for the last 5 years, they've been breaking their power. So their power is nearly finished. Who's the most powerful one in the Middle East right now? As far as Israel, they broke off. What army is going to go after them now? There's no army there. No Arab army that can do anything with them. The Shias are the only ones fighting. They broke Lebanon down. Jordan ain't gonna do anything. They're gonna probably their talent practice. You see what I'm saying? To scatter the hood, that's one of the things that happened. That's just happened. She was the last one. It was the biggest one, right? But it was fighting, and it had other. It was the only one was really fighting it. Falls Israel. It was the only Arab country that was really fighting it. Falls Israel. Keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. Oops. Oops, oops. Wrong place, wrong place. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut this short, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna talk about this. That's the plan.
6. 11 And was given to them to each robe white, and it was told to them in order that should be fulfilled also the fellow slaves of them and the brothers of them the being about to be being killed as also they. 12 And I saw when he opened up the seal the sixth, and shaking in great occur.
Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm not sure if you're hearing this or not. I'm having trouble with my playbacks. They got in there somehow. So you can read it, but I have audio going on here, so I'm not sure you need it or not. So anyway, if you don't hear the volume, you can still read it. Give me a second, bro, so I'm checking something.
Eleven And after the 3 days and
Trying to see if I could get the sound fixed, brothers and sisters, but otherwise you just have to read it.
6. 11 And was given to them to each robe white, and it was told to them in order that they will rest up yet time little, until should be fulfilled also the fellow slaves of them and the brothers of them the being about to be being killed as also they. 12 And I saw when he opened up the seal the sixth, and shaking great occurred, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon whole became as blood. 13 And the stars of the heaven fell into the earth, as fig tree is throwing the unripe figs of it by wind great being shaken. 14 And the heaven was separated from as little book being rolled up, and every mountain and island out of the places of them they were moved. 8. 5 And has taken the angel the censer, and he filled it out of the fire of the altar, and he threw into the earth, and occurred thunders and voices and lightnings and shaking. 6 And the 7 angels the having the 7 trumpets prepared themselves in order that they might trumpet.
Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna play a couple of these things. But this is talking about this fifth seal at the top there. And the fifth seal, they told it rest, there was a silence. And then the sixth seal. And sixth seal, all things break loose. And so the silence is over. The fifth seal is over now. Because that's what it's talking about. It's telling, right? It's talking about the Syria has to be attacked. See? It was given them each row and it was told them where they would rest up the time little until fulfilled the fellow slaves of them, the brother of them being about to be killed is also they. So I'm not showing the whole thing, but it's talking about Iran, and Iran's the one calling out to Matt from Muhammad, their 12th man. He says, no, you have to wait till your fellow, that's Syria, and they taken out, and then I make my move. And then right after that, sixth seal. And that's just shaking. And look at that. And I say open up the sixth seal, the shaking occurred. That's the war started to happen. It's going to happen any minute now. Because according to my, right, after Syria, then it happens, and that's supposed to happen before December 21st, because that's the first day of winter, and they say winter, so I go with 21st December. You don't say, they say winter, so well, as I know, that's winter. Okay? So that'd be, what was Saturday? See, and then the sun became black as sackcloth of hair. Those that are familiar with the angel understand what that means. Sun become black as sackcloth. That means the nation of Islam, the thrones are cast down. It comes under authority of Suleiman. Farrakhan's kicked out. Right? So that's the shaking. And then the stars of heaven fell on the earth. Not going into that, but I'll explain it. Right? But I'm going to get to the main part. Fig tree is strong, unripe figs with it. And falls Israel is known as the fig tree. So it's figs with America, Britain, if you understand it. So that's when they're thrown out the Middle East. You understand? So first, the war will start. Once it starts, transfer of power from the son of perdition to the son of man, right? While the war is going on. And that's what happened, not years from now, not weeks from now, in the next few hours. Next couple of days. I'm going to have a little more detail in a minute. Then it goes down and it tells you, in the seventh angel's trumpet, right? Thunder, boy, and lightning. Somebody that's shaking. When they talk about that shaking, they talking about that war, the war in heaven, right? When Michael's angels go after the death dragon's angels. Okay, let's move on, brothers. Let's go to the next one.
11. 11 And after the 3 days and half spirit of life out of the God entered in them, and they stood upon the feet of them, and fear great fell upon the beholding them. 12 And they heard a voice great out of heaven saying to them, Step you up here. And they stepped up into the heaven in the cloud, and beheld them the enemies of them. 6, 11 and 11, 11 and 11, 12. And they heard a voice great out of heaven saying to them, Step you up here. And they stepped up into the heaven in the cloud, and beheld them the enemies of them. 13. And in that hour occurred shaking great, and the 10th of the city fell, and were killed in the shaking names of men 1,007, and the leftover in fear became, and they gave glory to the God of the heaven. 14. The woe the second went off, look. The woe the third is coming quickly. 15. And the seventh angel trumpeted, and occurred voices great in the heaven, saying, Became the kingdom of the world of the Lord of us and of the Christ of him, and he will reign into the ages of the ages. 16. And the 24 older persons the inside of the God sitting upon the thrones of them, they fell upon the faces of them, and they worshipped to the God. 17. Saying, We are giving thanks to you, Lord, the God, the Almighty, the being and the was, because you have taken the power of you the great, and you reigned. 18. And the nations were made wrathful, and came the wrath of you and the appointed time of the dead to be judged, and to give the reward to the slaves of you, to the prophets, and to the holy, and to the fearing the name of you, the small and the great, and to corrupt through the corrupting through the earth. 19. And was opened up the divine habitation of the God the in the heaven, and was seen the ark of the covenant of him in the divine habitation of him, and occurred lightnings and voices and thunders and shaking and hail great.
And much of this you need to educate to understand it, brothers and sisters. The shaking of great refers to what's about to happen. All war hell is about to break out in the Middle East. It says when Iran acts, right? It says it'll come like a whirlwind, as a whirlwind is going to cut suddenly, whirlwind. Right? It's going to take out false Israel and take out America. America and Britain will go out there in flames. The soldiers will run out there in flames. This will happen within hours, brothers and sisters. So I have total faith in this because, like I said, 50 some years, studying the Bible just give me more and more confidence, especially after break the seals, because everything it says is happening. And let me clear it up, right? Because you might think, oh, well, it happened because it said in the Bible. No, the Bible is telling you what it saw happening. But then people had to make these things happen. We make these things happen. All they're doing is saying, okay, I saw them doing this, I saw them doing this, saw them doing it, and those things, sort of some tradition is just, because some people got the idea that, it's written, so it's written, so it'll be done, whatever. The idea is written, and it's Bible prophecy, and it just happens. No. What they did is they write it and things happen because they wrote it. No. It's like them looking, it's like you're looking out there at the planets, you see the planets moving, so you write. So it's like an eclipse, right? You say, okay, you understand how the planets work, you understand how the moon works, how the sun works. So you write down, hey, the moon is moving at this speed, the earth's moving at this speed, and the sun's moving around, the earth's moving around the sun, and the moon's moving around the earth, and at a certain point, the moon's going to be right between the earth and the sun. That's going to be an eclipse. So you wrote it down. Because you wrote down how you make it happen, you just wrote down what you saw happening. See? Because if Suleiman hadn't broke the seals, these things you see right now wouldn't be happening, because there would be no one to change the wavelength, the frequency of what's going on. The mindset is out there. See, a mindset is a wavelength and a frequency. That's the brain operating on a certain wavelength, certain frequency. The mind has the brain working on a certain. The mind doesn't produce wavelength and frequency. It causes the brain to produce. You have brain waves. That comes out of the brain. The mind is software. Right? So it causes the brain to produce, emit wavelength frequencies. So the point is, now you have a different mind, it's going to produce different wavelength, different frequency, and now they conflicted with each other. And that's why you say, hey man, would you be quiet, man? I can't listen to what they're saying. Because you got two different wavelengths coming, two different frequencies, and confusing you. And you're going to keep that confusion going until one prevails over the other one. One person shut up, another person keep talking, right? Or both shut up and they don't hear anything. See? So that's why it's confusion right now. And who's giving up kind of wavelength? These other people, they saying the same wavelength the devil's saying. So-called son man out there, frequency, Fahrenheit, they all say on the same frequency as the devil. They're the same frequency. There's no conflict there. They say, oh, no conflict. That's something they make to get fool you. But they're on the same frequency. Don't call devils devils anymore. Love devils and happy. They're on the same frequency. The sewers are on the same frequency as the devils are. I mean, why would they? All the stuff these devils doing to the Middle East, and why they come up here and live? Why would they come here? Why are you going to? Why are you going to the lion's den? You see lions killing your people. Why are you going to the lion's den? They're on the same frequency. Because when you understand, angel explains that too. It says in Genesis, it said there was a greater light and a lesser light. If you understand Genesis, it tells you the greater light was the Bible, and the lesser light was the Quran. The Bible was first, then the Quran 500 years later. It tells you right there in Genesis. And the moon is a reflection of the sun. So the Quran is a reflection of the Bible. It's a reflection of the sealed Bible. Nothing wrong with it, because it was for that time, that 1,000 years. It was perfect for that 1,000 years. But now that time has passed. It's of no value other than reciting. You can't understand these points. You're thinking, like I said, see this. When you hear this, it messes with you. When you hear the stuff you see, hear me, whether you like or not, it messes with you. I say, well, you can't prove it's wrong, but it goes against anything you're thinking. It goes against everything you're thinking about. It goes where you see things. It goes totally. It messes with your mind. It's supposed to. See? Because I keep talking, and the other person keep talking, you get confusion. I keep talking loud and loud. After a while, it knocks them out. You can't hear them anymore. If I shut up, then you're going to hear them. All you're going to hear is them. I turn the volume. Now, it's not in the sense of, but turn the frequency. That's better than the volume. Turn the frequency. You want putting that information out there. It's different frequency. It's different wavelength. And it's confusing theirs. There's a term for that. I can't think of what it is right now, right? But it's confusing. That's what you're seeing right now. So you get these two, and you see this wavelength frequency is getting more powerful, because you see the world is operating on this frequency wavelength, but there's a lot of confusion because you got confusion between the two. And the confusion gets worse and worse and worse until one of them is totally vanquished. And then all of a sudden, this gospel preached all the world. That's clear. Because other frequency is demolished out of it. But before this frequency came, that frequency was the word. Everybody was on board with that frequency. And that was it. See? You understand? But see, I would say a little low pressure will destroy a lot of high pressure. You see? You put, like I said, you take a balloon, it's high pressure, and you take and put it in the ocean, it's going to make the ocean spread out. The ocean's not going to collapse the balloon. The balloon's going to make the ocean spread out, so it'll be room for the balloon. I don't care how big the ocean is. It's going to spread out to make room for that balloon. It's not going to crush the balloon if the pressure in the balloon is greater than the pressure outside. That's why you only need to send one prophet or one messenger with a higher pressure, frequency, wavelength to any nation, and it destroys it. That's why we need to send one. There's more, brothers and sisters. I'm going to have to close like that. Much more time. I really want to spend like 2 hours on this today. Maybe
16.
Spend most time.
16 And it led together them into the place the being called in Hebrew Harmageddon. 17 And the seventh poured out. And I heard the man clothed in linen, and I heard the man clothed. (16) And it led together them into the place the being called in Hebrew Harmageddon. 17 And the seventh poured out the bowl of him upon the air, and came out voice great out of the divine habitation from the throne, saying, It has occurred. 18 And occurred lightnings and voices and thunders, and shaking occurred great, which sort not occurred from which men came to be upon the earth, so big shaking thus great. 19 And became the city the great into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and Babylon the great was remembered in sight of the God to give to her the cup of the wine of the anger of the wrath of him. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth for ever that it shall be for a time, times, and an half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. 8 And I heard, but I understood not, then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? 9 And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. 10 Many shall be purified, and made white, and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. 11 And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. 12 Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,335 days. 13 But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest, and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
Okay, brothers and sisters, I may go tomorrow. This may be our last part. But I was going to go in detail explaining these three. And I don't have time to do it right now. But these give you gives you a very good time frame, right? And that's talking about now, actually, what's going on here, right? It's talking about the power of holy people. Now, you see, the power is broken over in the Middle East. They have no power in the Middle East anymore, especially after Syria's gone, because Syria was the last wars, right? It was hanging out, holding, and now they got a pathway right. Boston got a pathway right to Iran, which they didn't have before, because Syria was blocking them, right? So I'm not going, and maybe let me go back and say, I meant to say something about this. I forgot. Let me see if I can get to it real quick. Then close out. I think I'm going to close out there. Oh, yeah, right here. Okay, in Kansas City, great 3 parts. No, not this one. Not this one. Oh, and stepped a heaven cloud and beheld enemies. In that hour occurred a great shake, and 10th of the city fell, were killed in the shake, and names of men 7,000 and left over. See, you understand, Angel Key? What it's telling you is they're shaking. That's the war about to happen. And 10th of the city fell. You have to understand, it's 12 parts as Angel Key. But one, and that means Gog and Magog was kicked out of the Middle East. So that fig leaf fell, so that whole piece was left empty anyway. And you just study and you might pick up on that. Okay, I can't talk about it now. I was going to go in detail and put a graphic, but
16 And it went to get
almost 5 hours on this already.
And I heard the men
So,
clothed in linen.
and I'm not sure it's going to. Okay, that's where we're at here. So this is false history right now. Now they wasn't supposed to be going to. That's not what the Abraham Covenant says. This is where American Britain put them. See, a place where should not be. Right, so we're talking about abomination. It's caused desolation. They're in Arab land. Why they over in Arab land? And this their goal. This is what they're trying to get. They need to get this before Christians get us and come after them. See, they know what they're doing. It's not going to work because they're about to be crushed. So that stone will crush anybody. Anybody that stone falls on, it will crush. Anybody that falls against that stone, that any resistance, be broken. Nobody's been able to stop this message. I've been going strong for 30 years, and I've been thrown in jail. I've been all kinds of stuff. You know, they bankrupt me. They do all kinds of stuff, right? And bad mouth me. They try to slander me. They bad married. I had all kinds of stuff. And I ain't letting nothing stop me, brothers and sisters, right? And I'm not doing this for personal gain. I didn't ask anybody for a dime, look for anything. And it tells you, as soon as Ancient of Days he gives it to Master Muhammad. He's doing it because for his people, primarily for our sisters. Our sisters need a champion. They haven't had a champion. We brothers and sisters, Brothers, if you don't get that, you don't get anything. We have to stand for our sisters. Why so hard to understand that one? You know, fish bumping, these devils and everything else. Come on, brothers. After what they humiliate our sister, and you better be careful, brothers. Because if you make it and you find out to be one of them, you will never see another sister again in your life. You'll see them, you won't touch them. They have nothing to do with you. You'll be dealing with the tyrant. Because it's going to be, look, when we get our mind back, we're going to be real. We'll be out there walking around our pants hanging down, panties up our ass and everything. We ain't be doing that. That's the devil's influence. We're going to start thinking mathematically again. And then you're going to be asked the question, did you know anything about history? You know how they did to us? You know, see our sisters out there working and they've been abusing these jobs and carrying on? How many babies you make and you ran away from? I mean, you're going to have to ask those questions. And you got no answers. Do you know about this? You know anything? Was you a warrior? Or was you a butt-broken Negro? But you have to ask those questions, brothers and sisters. See? Because we're going to clean ourselves up. As we take care of enemies, then you got to look at your own health. Right? And if you got an unhealthy cell, you want to get rid of it. You know, if you got a cancer cell, you want to get rid of it. I'm telling you, brothers, you don't understand. And this, you know what this is all about primarily? But our females, our women, I don't got to use that word female. That's a devil term. That's my thing. Women. That's again, man, woman. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. We have to take and defend them. They took and did everything they could. They humiliated. I went right in front of our face. We saw these demons and carrying on. That's what it's all about. That's where your manhood comes in. That's half of you. If you want to bend your right hand for your left hand. So okay, you can do it. You want my left hand. Is that how you roll? Is that how you roll? The other half of us. And we wouldn't be here without them. So they can go through all the hell of producing us, but we can't go through the hell to defend them. Damn. What's wrong with you? I mean, this go beyond angel. This go beyond hard cost, but you ain't under that no more. And you got that fist bumping and, hey man, hey, they calling them bro. I'm telling you, what you think they're going to think about you when you get, because everybody's going to know what you're doing, because everybody going to be able to tune in. You ain't be able to hide it. And you ain't going to lie, because you lie, get your tongue cut out, but you ain't going to be able to lie, because everybody's going to know. Everybody's going to know who you were, what you was doing. And Ben X and all you clowns, Daniel and David and all you guys out there, whatever your names are, Daniel, Daniel and, whatever, you know, Jeffrey and all these guys. What you think happened to you? What you think is going to happen to you? There won't be no forgiveness for you. None. Well, okay. See, Iran, that's what holds them back. Iran. The Max, TRC, get rid of this so they got a clear road over. They took out Baghdad. We took out Iraq. Lebanon. Libya. That's what it said. The old place gonna they'll take them out. Syria was the last one. Now Iran's next. Sudan, that's That's where they were. The green is false Israel. Look. The white is false Israel. Look, see? They taken out Palestine. It's almost all white now. Syria. Okay, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna leave it there. I had a lot more stuff here to make tell different things. A lot of things I want to talk about, but I'm gonna leave it there. That's it. Okay, like I said, this may be my last The whole idea is control information that you get. That's what the mind does. It controls the information that you get. I want to do a lot of talk about that today, but I said too many things happen. Control the information you get. And that's what the preachers are doing. That's part of it. They control the information you get, because then they control your actions, because you're going to compute, you're going to calculate, and now you're getting different information, getting counter information. And that's going to your brain too. But part of their mind is to keep you from listening to any other mind. I don't listen to that stuff. See? But the mind is against you. Their mind, if you have sealed Bibles, your mind is against you. It's against our people. That's why we all disunified and everything else. And when you get your mind, then you're going to change. And you're about to get it, because when false Israel is reality. It's based on falsehoods. It's mind. That's the information you're getting. And so therefore that information will be cut off. Cut off. In a minute. The mass farmer goes to war. When the falsehoods goes down, that's the source of information that you're getting. That means information will be good. So they will get information, you will get the same. But see, the information that they've been giving us is putting us down and making us fearful and afraid and loving them and hurting ourselves and divided. Because that's the information we're getting from the sealed Bible. But when you start getting angel, it's going to reverse that. What's on the bottom is going to be on top. It's going to be on top and on the bottom. So now the information you're getting is going to put you on top. It's going to elevate you. You're going to see all things clearly. You're going to see everybody clearly. But they're going to see clearly too. In fact, we see sealed Bible. I mean, we see it. We operate on it. We see what it's doing to us. But they will have to get the same information too. We both get the same information. False issue, it's false. It was a lie. It was blessing the wrong people. Right? And we was too sick, man. So they're going to calculate. The calculation's going to be, oh, we devils. We're wicked. God's judging us. She says, God's going to judge. See, let me close out on this, brothers and sisters. Oh, if God tells you to forgive them, he said, no, do them a double. So where you get this? That's sealed Bible stuff. Forgive everybody. That's not what the Bible. That's sealed Bible saying that stuff. Because what was the message of the sealed Bible? But submit. So we submit. You love them for whatever they do. Just forgive them, whatever. That helps you. That gives you the wisdom you need. Submit. Because if you had an unsealed Bible, you couldn't submit. Because telling you, kick their ass. You couldn't submit with the unsealed Bible. But you could submit with the sealed Bible, because everything sealed Bible, that's what I said. If you take the sealed Bible and not come out of slavery, that's what's supposed to come out. Because you were supposed to submit. You let Muhammad understand that. See? But then you understand it. So yeah, that's why I tell you, love your neighbor, love all that kind of stuff. Because that's the information you need to submit. It's submissive language, submissive information. But the angel saying a different thing. Talking about sword and kicking ass and no forgiveness. Right? Because that's the information you're going to get. And that information, you're not submitting anymore. You're kicking ass. You're extremely great army. You're taking your land back. See, a different mindset, different information. Now you're the God, different information. And when you get the information, you're going to act on it. Understand, brothers and sisters? But if you teach your children other information, then what you expect you're going to get? Information. That's the mind gets information. So you need an angel. So you can get correct information from the universe. And then you act accordingly. And if you get all the information that covers the whole universe, then you're the God universe. We're going to stand up, bro, and sit up and leave it there. I don't know if this is my last presentation on brothers, but we're there. You're just caught up. We're here, brothers and sisters. So let's see what happens. Right? Tense darkness. Therefore, I say the dark bright night before dawn. It's really dark right now, brothers and sisters. We say, whoa. We see everything is in place. Think about everything in place. It ain't like everything is in place. So the point is, did it tip over? this way or tip over that way. Because everything is in place. Exactly everything is in place. Everybody's waiting for what? Random counterattack. How can it be clear than that? And see, we just went out. We'll see, brothers and sisters. They said the proof of the pudding is in the eating, so we'll see. Assalamu alaikum.